It's 7 a.m. May 21st, 2022. Nancy and I are on a road trip. There's an auction up in Wilcox that has some treasures we're interested in. So I got the trailer hooked up to the old Dodge and we're on the way. Ed Goslin, if you're watching, I don't know if you can see way up there in front of me. There's a car. Anyway, I'll bring you back if I got something to show you. Nancy wants to go for this workbench. She needs it for her art studio. Got some nice slots underneath. Ran when parked. Got a little delete action on the floorboard there. It's pretty much a Fred Flintstone car. One of my uncles had one of these when I was a kid. Little Ford Falcon Ranchero. Yeah, she's a peach. Oh.
They're both starting to get. Yeah, it wasn't as good as it used to be. That's really too bad. So. Well, I hope that. I know they're so excited to get. Because they have a tractor now that doesn't even. And I said if they could just make that, that would make a difference.
She's got hydraulic remotes, but she's been sitting outside a long time. There's 4-H group here. 4-H kids are here looking for something to restore. This would be a good candidate. It's all here. The sheet metal's perfect. Little Continental 4-banger. And it's the high clearance model. Yeah, Lincoln Continental. There you go. '57 Chevy, a little worse for wear. 4-door Bel Air. Here's another one that's missing a few parts. This old 55 Buick is cool. It's a 2-door. And then the 37 Buick. Ultimate Mafia car. Carbs. Look at that air breather on this thing. Suicide doors. This thing is awesome. Naturally, the train had to come through. Oh, man. I am amazed this center taillight survived. I'm amazed any of the taillights survived. Trunk lid is perfect. Man. I could get into this, but I'm a Mopar guy. Might have to follow me home if the price is right. There's 2 rings here. Stuff on the inside where Nancy will be at. Then I'll be out here. This is our primary reason for being here. Nancy's got plans for the cactus garden. She likes this flagstone.
20, 20, now 5, $25, now 25, 25, now 30, 25 down and 30 10. Sold at $5.160.
Nancy's right in the middle of it.
And this pistol holsters there, lot number
You can barely see her.
399.
She's in the purple, shorter than
Pistol
everybody else.
holsters, lot number 399.
I bought Nancy an elephant. What was I thinking?
And this cowboy 75.
We were successful.
Sold at $65.46. $65, buyer number
Large
46.
workbench.
We have a Coleman Gordon garden plow
Wallace a
there.
lot lighter
Coleman
now.
Gordon garden plow.
Well, we'll see what this scrap goes for. Oh, what do we got here?
All right.
Well, it looked like Jed Clampett driving down the road. But oh, did we get some glorious scrap. When I get home, probably tomorrow morning, I'll show you the hoard. So Nancy scored some India fabric. And I'm sure some of this she's going to use to repair the elephant that I filmed earlier. It's a little worse for wear. Yeah, and then she got a cool metal art wall hanging. Not sure yet where she plans on hanging that, but it's a nice piece.
I'm not sure yet.
And she got it cheap, which is my favorite price.
I did.
So the big score for us at the auction was Nancy's new work table. I'm betting this came out of a school or maybe a fab shop. This looks very similar to the layout tables we used to have in the sheet metal layout department. We do all our pattern development on. It's a glue lamp top with reinforcement, angle edges, which is really nicely done. The slats underneath are pine, and they're showing a little bit of warpage issue, but I'll fix that. That's gonna go inside her garage art studio. She's in the midst of reorganizing. She's got a couple of workbench type structures in there that aren't adequate for what she wants to do. So this is gonna replace those. It's 32 inches tall, 8 feet long, and 40 inches deep. And she's gonna set it up in there like a center island so she can walk around it. And then all the storage racks underneath will be for her larger artwork prints. I didn't attempt to bid on that Massey Ferguson tractor. There was a group of 4-H kids there that were looking for a tractor project to restore and then sell to earn some money for their 4-H organization. So I stayed out of that bidding, give those kids a chance. But unfortunately, you know, they had a limited budget and there was somebody there with a little deeper pockets. And it went for $900. I personally wouldn't have paid that much because, I mean, if you were going to get it running and going, I mean, that thing had obviously sat outside for a long time and it needed to be completely stripped, redone. The engine was stuck and total rebuild. So I've already got plenty of tractor rolling stock to work on. I really don't need another tractor to work on. But I felt bad for the kids. I'm thinking vintage Pontiac bumpers here. Probably early 60s. That's my guess. And they clearly came from California at one point. And of course they're bent up, but I think they'll make perfect wall hangers for the bare side of the shop here. That's what I'm thinking anyway. And I apologize for the wind noise. Every time I turn my phone on, it starts blowing wind. Lots of good metal stuff here. Heavy wall piping, guessing schedule 160 because that's a 1/4 inch thick wall. The larger stuff, that's probably schedule 80 there. If you saw my video where I was doing the remaking a new sprinkler head for that watering can, you know, I was just using dimple dies. Well, now I've got some more stock to make different sizes of dimple dies out of. Obviously it came from a railroad. I got lots of these rollers, like off a conveyor or something, and I need to make some roller stands. This really nice basket that can either go in my parts washer after I clean it up, or in the sandblast cabinet. We'll see. But it's got some cool pieces in it, some pulleys, other stock. Big chunk of 5/16 or 3/8 steel. There's lots of usable metal there. An ancient large oil pan off of some kind of 6-cylinder vehicle. And it looks like number 6 had a catastrophic failure. Again, that'll make a nice wall hanger right out there. Some vintage truck mirrors, which I don't plan on keeping. I think my buddy Jim White's looking for one. Got some really good sheet metal here. Some 3 nice pieces of perforated heavy gauge, and then that was probably a sign at one time. A Napa hose clamp rack. I'll clean that up. I got cans of hose clamps, so that'll go on the wall. I'll put my hose clamps on there. Nice piece of stainless steel. Somebody made a Goliath homemade creeper. 1x1 square tubing and heavy casters. I'll probably disassemble that for the metal and the casters because the plywood on it's pretty janky. So that's good material stock. Nancy's always stealing my buckets, so those were on one of the pallets I bought. These interesting little axle housings. I was thinking Crosley, but my buddy Arnie's didn't think so because they had one when he was a kid and it doesn't look right. But this is the remnants of rear axle housings. And somebody welded these brackets on that had these swivel heads on them. Not sure what those are. If any of you recognize what these are, let me know. I plan on cutting those off because Nancy wants to turn these into plant stands. So that's the mission with those. And then a lot more metal stock here. A nice piece of diamond plate there, bar stock. Just, you know, scrap whisperer heaven. I bought 3 pallet loads of stuff for 20 bucks, which is my kind of price. There was a pallet that I didn't bid on, which went for $5 because it was just loaded with stuff that I didn't want. I would just wind up having to haul it to the dump or leave it there, and it had a little lathe, a mini lathe on it, and I thought, that'd be cool, but I would really like something a little larger lathe wise, so I passed on it. And when the auction was over and I was loading my pallets, I uncovered underneath a bunch of stuff on one of the pallets I bought this little Sureline mini milling machine, and the lathe on the other pallet was a Sureline. And why the auction company put those 2 items on 2 different pallets, I'll never know. So anyway, I tried to track down the guy that bought the other pallet, see if I could swing a deal on that lathe, and he was already gone, so I missed out. But I got this little mini milling machine, which is cool. Needs some cleanup. The ways are all dirty. I got to clean it up, and I'm going to take this switch assembly and rheostat assembly apart because this is variable speed. Make sure all the electrical stuff is copacetic, and then fire it up. It's even got a little fly cutter in it. It came with a chunk of metal in it that obviously they did some fly cutting on. So this is jeweler size, but still quite a cool little find. And of course you can't come home from an auction without an oxbow. Double necker, no less. I think Nancy's probably planning to hang my neck in this thing. I don't know what her plans are for this. This is something she purchased. It was a 2-ring auction. They had a bunch of stuff inside the building and outside the building, and I was outside and she was inside. And well, that's what happens when your wife is inside bidding. It is a cool piece, and it's in beautiful shape. And all the steel on it is forged. So it was blacksmith built. And I don't know what her plans are yet. It's going to be a hangar somewhere, but a cool oxbow. And finally, the big find for me was another parts bin, nut and bolt bin, in really nice shape. And I paid a little more for that pallet, I think $15, I can't remember, but I got a lot of metal on that pallet plus this parts bin. And it has a lot of dividers in it, which you usually don't get when you find a parts bin somewhere. And of course, it's got lots of fasteners in it already, but in this case, it's all metric. And a lot of it is brand new, although it's dusty, dirty. A lot of these, all these bolts and nuts and stuff are all brand new. So, my metric hoard is now fairly well supplied. So yeah, that was the big score for me. And I got lots of stock now for various projects. So I think that pretty much wraps up the auction trip. Nancy and I had a good time. We were out in the sun all day. We're a little roasted, but we took it easy last night, and then I had a nice relaxing morning, and then I came out and unloaded the truck, and now it's lunchtime. I'm going in, so thanks for watching, everybody, and got a couple more new subscribers again. Thanks for joining us, and welcome aboard. And as always, to my existing subscribers, thanks for sticking around. Yeah, so I've got a screen house video that's just about done editing, which will be posting in the next day or two, and then I've got some pig updates I'm working on also. So be prepared for some more Scrap Whisperer videos. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye now.